Hello boys, welcome back to another session of video tutorials, and this session is meant for class 12th biology students, and this is for 11th December 2020. And since we have completed the syllabus as well as revision of all the 15 chapters, now I want to focus on training you in the new pattern of question paper. As you might have noticed, the for your batch 2020-2021 batch, because of the existing pandemic COVID-19, there is a change in pattern of your question paper and a lot of MCQs are there. With MCQs, there is new way of asking this type of questions, that is assertion and reasoning. So as part of it, I am going to take up every day next 15 days in every chapter assertion and reasoning, so that you can train yourself and probably get accustomed to this. So first one, I am starting with the reverse, that is, since we have completed yesterday biodiversity and its conservation, you will be fresh in your memory. So I am starting with this chapter. So we'll go ahead. First one, assertion and reasoning. So in this, the first question, first let's read the directions. In the following questions, a statement of assertion is followed by a statement of reason. So there will be two statements. One is assertion, another is reasoning. Now you have to make a correct choice. A, if your answer is going to be A, if both assertion and reasoning are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. If the answer is B, if both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. And C, if assertion is true, but reason is false. Of course, D, if both assertion and reason are false. So we'll go ahead. Question number 1, assertion. Genetic variation shown by the plant Rauwolfia growing in different Himalayan ranges is very important economically. Reason. The amount of variety of alkaloids present in this plant change both between the Rauwolfia species and between the different strains of Rauwolfia omatoria. Now, what is your choice? Is it out of the 4, A, B, C, D, or what is it? Now, I am just giving you, then you can think of it. For the question number 1, it is the A, answer A. What is the answer A? Both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. So for question number 1, you can mark it in your notebook. You can write separate, keep a separate notebook for this and write question number 1 is answer A. Question number 2, assertion. The species diversity present in a given community or habitat is referred to as alpha diversity. Reason. Alpha diversity is usually expressed by species richness and species evenness in the community or habitat. So question number 2, again answer is A. That means both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Now we come to question 3. Question 3, assertion. Question 3, we're going for the assertion. The tropical regions have got a long evolutionary time for species diversification as compared to temperate regions. Reason. Temperate regions have undergone frequent glaciations in the past, whereas tropical regions have remained relatively undisturbed for millions of years. And answer again is A. That is, both assertion and reasoning are correct, and assertion is the correct explanation. Reasoning is the correct explanation for the assertion. Question number 4. Question number 4. You can see the assertion. If the species area relations, remember that graph we talked, and Z log A graph. If the species area relationships are analyzed among very large areas like the entire continents, the value of Z slope of line lies in the range of 0.1 to 0.2. Reason: the value of Z, that is slope of line of species area relationship, lies in the range of 0.6 to 1.2 when analysis is done among small areas. Now, what is correct? Both assertion as well as reasoning false. For fourth one, the answer is D. And now we go for the fifth one. Species assertion. Species with low genetic variability are generally at greater risk of extinction than the species with more genetic variability. Reason: species with low genetic variability are more vulnerable to diseases, predators, or other environmental challenges. That means in question number 5, he is talking about the variabilities. So as you read again, you will understand that answer will be A, because both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. Question number 6. Assertion. Threatened species are those living species which have been greatly reduced in their number and are liable to become extinct if the causative factors continue. Of course, the statement is correct. And the reason: IUCN is an international organization which maintains the IUCN Red List of threatened species. I just gave you the various catalogs of the Red List yesterday to assess the conservation status of different species. So the answer will be obviously B. Both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion, because we are talking of extinction of species in assertion, and reason we are showing the IUCN. So there is no correlation. Question number 7. Critically endangered category includes the species which have sufficient population at present, but is undergoing depletion due to some factors. Reason: vulnerable category includes the species which are facing very high risk of extinction in the wild and can become extinct at any moment. So question number 7 again is the D. Both assertion and reason, both are false. Question number 8. Assertion. Overexploitation of species reduces the size of its population, eventually leading to its extinction. That species will not be there. Reason: Stellar's sea cow is a large herbivorous terrestrial mammal which is on the verge of extinction due to overexploitation. So answer will be C. Assertion is true, but reason is false. Next, we go to question number 9. Assertion. The Nile perch, introduced into Lake Victoria in East Africa, led to the extinction of an ecologically unique assemblage of more than 200 species of cichlid fish in the lake. I think we talked about this. And the reason: when alien species are introduced deliberately for economic or other uses, they often become invasive and cause extinction of indigenous species. And we talked about this in Evil Quartet, remember? And obviously the answer will be A. Both assertion and reasoning are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Now let's move to question number 10. Assertion. Broadly utilitarian arguments say that we should conserve biodiversity because biodiversity plays a major role in many ecosystem services that nature provides. Question number 10 we are talking, right? And the reason: exploration of molecular, genetic, and species level diversity to obtain the products of economic importance is included under broadly utilitarian category. And what is the answer? Obviously C, that is assertion is true but reason is false. Question number 11. Assertion. Biodiversity hotspots are the regions which possess high levels of species richness, high degree of endemism, and no loss to habitats. Reason, total number of biodiversity hotspots in the world is 32, with the two of these hotspots found in India. Of course, the answer is D. Both assertion and reason are false, because hotspots we talked about it, and then reason has no correlation with the assertion. Question number 12. Jim Corbett National Park is the first national park of India and is famous for tigers. Reason, though the main focus is protection of wildlife, the reserve management has also encouraged ecotourism in this national park. What is the answer? B. Both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion, because we are talking of the tigers and he is talking of the ecotourism. No correlation again. Now let's move to 13. Assertion. In a wildlife sanctuary, collection of timber, harvesting of minor forest products, and private ownership rights are allowed. Reason, a sanctuary is protected area meant for the conservation of both flora and fauna, where cultivation of land is permitted. Answer C. Assertion is true, but reason is false. Let's move to 13. Yeah. Assertion is true, but reason is false. Why? Why reason is false? A sanctuary is a protected area meant for conservation of both flora and fauna, and cultivation of land is permitted. Where is land is permitted? In sanctuary. That's why it is wrong. Question number 14. Assertion. One of the most important traditional uses of sacred groves was that they acted as a respiratory acted as repository for various Ayurvedic medicines. Reason, in modern times, sacred groves have become biodiversity rich areas as they provide refuge to various plant and animal species of conservation significance. And the answer is B. Both assertion and reason are true, because assertion also true and reason also true, but reason is not correct explanation for the assertion. Okay, now let's come to the last one, 15th question. Off-site collections can be used to restock depleted populations, reintroduce species in the wild, and restore degraded habitats. What is the reason? In situ conservation refers to the conservation of endangered species in their natural habitats. I am sure the answer must be B, because assertion is true, reason also true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion, because we are talking in the reason in situ, whereas we are talking in the assertion offset collections. So both are opposite. So this is how you need to analyze. So both statements you have to read, see whether both the statements are correct or not. First thing is that. Second, whether reasoning is correct for the assertion or not. That you have to see. And this is bit tricky questions unless you understand the concept, unless you have the reasoning and how to interlink both assertion and reasoning, it will be a challenging one for us. That's why we will be focusing on these in all the 15 chapters so that you will become familiar. And when we conduct the pre-board sessions, lot of questions will be asked. And already have posted the latest model paper from CBSE. So I hope you have seen once at least. Go through it. You will understand that this type of questions are there for 4 marks. So let us not neglect that. All